The fall of the Assad regime in Syria has sent shockwaves throughout the region, creating a power vacuum with uncertain consequences. This instability has fueled Kurdish aspirations for self-determination, long suppressed under Assad's rule. The Kurds, an ethnic group with a distinct language and culture, have long sought an independent state. The recent upheaval in Syria, coupled with the ongoing turbulence in Iraq, has presented a unique opportunity for the Kurdish people to advance their aspirations. The 2017 independence referendum in Iraqi Kurdistan, while non-binding, demonstrated the depth of this desire for self-rule. The overwhelming yes vote underscored the Kurdish people's yearning for a nation of their own. However, the road to independence is fraught with obstacles, both internal and external. The Kurdish regional government in northern Iraq has emerged as a beacon of relative stability in a tumultuous region. Yet even here, challenges abound. The KRG's ability to capitalize on the shifting regional dynamics and navigate these complexities will ultimately determine the fate of the Kurdish independence movement. The Kurds, an ancient ethnic group, have a rich history and culture that spans millennia. Originating from the mountainous regions of the Middle East, the Kurds have maintained a distinct identity despite centuries of external rule. Their language, Kurdish, belongs to the Indo-Iranian branch of the Indo-European languages, and it has several dialects. Kurdish culture is deeply rooted in traditions, with a strong emphasis on music, dance, and oral storytelling. The Newroz festival, celebrating the Kurdish New Year, is a significant cultural event that symbolizes renewal and resistance. Despite facing numerous challenges, including persecution and displacement, the Kurds have preserved their cultural heritage and continue to strive for recognition and autonomy. Historically, the region known as Kurdistan spans several modern-day countries, including Turkey, Iran, Iraq, and Syria. However, a significant portion of this area now lies within Syria's borders. This shift can be traced back to the early 20th century and the aftermath of World War I, when the Ottoman Empire collapsed and the Allied powers redrew the map of the Middle East. The 1920 Treaty of Sèvres initially proposed a Kurdish state, but it was never implemented. Instead, the 1923 Treaty of Lausanne established the modern borders of Turkey and effectively divided Kurdish inhabited regions among the new nation-states. In Syria, Kurdish areas became part of the French Mandate. Over time, these regions were incorporated into the Syrian state, a process that intensified after Syria gained independence in 1946. The Syrian government implemented policies of Arabization, aiming to assimilate the Kurdish population and suppress their cultural identity. These policies included land confiscation, banning the Kurdish language, and denying citizenship to many Kurds. Despite these efforts, the Kurdish community in Syria has maintained its distinct identity and continues to advocate for autonomy. The historical boundaries of Kurdistan, though fragmented, remain a powerful symbol of Kurdish aspirations for self-determination and recognition. A significant impediment to Kurdish independence remains the deep-seated internal divisions that plague the movement. The two main Kurdish parties, the Kurdistan Democratic Party and the Patriotic Union of Kurdistan, have a long history of rivalry and mistrust. This often violent rivalry, rooted in tribal allegiances and competition for resources, has hampered efforts to present a united front. The KDP, led by Masoud Barzani, has traditionally enjoyed closer ties with Turkey, a relationship primarily driven by economic interests, particularly in the oil sector. On the other hand, the PUK, with its historical ties to Iran, has often found itself at odds with the KDP's strategic alliances. These divergent geopolitical leanings have further complicated the Kurdish quest for statehood. The KDP's emphasis on economic pragmatism and the PUK's historical ties to Iran highlight the complexities of Kurdish politics. This internal division, if not addressed, could cripple any future independence bid. The Kurdish question is further complicated by the involvement of powerful regional actors with their own agendas. Turkey, wary of Kurdish separatism within its own borders, views an independent Kurdish state with deep suspicion. Ankara's close relationship with the KDP, primarily driven by economic interests, has done little to alleviate these concerns. Iran, another regional heavyweight with a significant Kurdish population, also opposes Kurdish independence. Tehran fears that an independent Kurdistan could embolden its own Kurdish minority and destabilize the region. The PUK's historical ties to Iran, dating back to the Iran-Iraq War, have done little to assuage these concerns. The United States, a long-standing ally of the Kurdish people, has provided crucial military and humanitarian support. However, Washington's commitment to a unified Iraq and its reluctance to alienate Turkey have made it hesitant to fully endorse Kurdish independence. As the dust settles from years of conflict, the power dynamics in Syria are shifting dramatically. Various factions now vie for control, each with its own stance on Kurdish independence. The Assad regime, struggling to reclaim its authority, is wary of any movement that might further fragment the country. While the Syrian Kurds have carved out a semi-autonomous region in the northeast, their future remains uncertain. The Syrian government, backed by Russia, has made it clear that it does not support Kurdish independence, viewing it as a threat to the territorial integrity of Syria. On the other hand, extremist groups like ISIS, although significantly weakened, still pose a threat. They vehemently oppose Kurdish autonomy, often targeting Kurdish forces in their attacks. Meanwhile, the Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF, a Kurdish-led coalition, continues to play a crucial role in maintaining stability in the region. Their relationship with the United States remains pivotal, yet Washington's long-term strategy in Syria is still unclear. The involvement of external powers like Russia and Iran complicates the situation further. Moscow's alliance with Assad means it supports a unified Syria under his rule, which leaves little room for Kurdish aspirations. Iran, too, aligns with this view, fearing that Kurdish independence in Syria could inspire similar movements within its borders. For the Kurdish people, these dynamics create a precarious situation. While they have achieved a measure of self-governance, the lack of international recognition and the opposition from powerful regional players cast a shadow over their future. The Kurds continue to hope for a peaceful resolution that acknowledges their cultural and political rights, but the path forward remains fraught with challenges. For more exciting and challenging perspectives on international events and controversial issues, please subscribe to our channel, The Bleeding Edge of Progress.